Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the North Node in a major adverse aspect to the Ascendant in a natal horoscope. So, square, opposition, inconjunct, or quincux. Well, one thing is that, as most of us know, the North Node is connected with basically our soul's mission or purpose, and what we need to emphasize or accentuate this time around is something that we emphasize more generally after the age of 30. And the Ascendant is our personality, outlook on life, the physical body, first impression we make on others. Well, anyway, let me get started with this. The first thing is that if the Ascendant is in some conflict with the North Node, it can indicate that perhaps what our soul's mission or purpose might be in conflict with what basically is what our personality is to some degree. Maybe we look at this as someone that might not be really always conforming with the, I guess you could say, whatever the fad is, or the social, whatever the trend may be, whatever might be quote unquote the accepted norm at the particular time. It could indicate possibly rebellious nature. As far as this goes, this person might be somewhat iconoclastic, or someone that just kind of wants to go their own way. If you have the North Node in major adverse aspect to the Ascendant, obviously there could be a conflict there. It's like, let's say somebody has a Cancer Ascendant and has the North Node in Capricorn in opposition to their Ascendant in Cancer. Well, Cancer tends to be like a homebody, introverted, can be somebody that's dominated by family influence, family needs and matters pertaining to the home. And Capricorn is about perhaps showing some more seriousness connected with business affairs, just matters that are connected with their business, with their career, perhaps. And when you have this kind of conflict going, obviously this could indicate some possible, so I guess you could say some inner exasperation, because the outer personality is kind of saying one thing, where the direction or the North Node wants to direct the person to is going in another direction, which is very strongly against what their rising sign qualities or characteristics are projecting. So this could be somebody that might be perhaps somewhat resistant to what their, I guess you could say, to what their mission or their purpose is in life. It could be somebody that maybe is cognizant of it but is resisting it on some level. Perhaps this person might be looking at something where they might have vacillating kind of tendencies. They might be going kind of with what the Ascendant is wanting them to go in that direction, but where the North Node is, the soul's purpose or mission is going in another direction, or going that way at another time. And it just shows. And obviously when you have the Ascendant and the North Node in conflict, it obviously is something where it makes it very difficult to integrate these things together, and it can cause some kind of inner turmoil or exasperation. It could lead to contentious relationships with others, sometimes acrimonious to some degree. And I believe this would be especially true if this is like in opposition, and say in the North Node is in the 7th house of relationships and partnerships. Another example we can look at is, let's say, someone has Gemini rising and they have the North Node in Virgo squaring their Gemini rising. Well, the North Node in Virgo might be somebody that needs to pay more attention to scrutinize details a little bit more this time around, and somebody, being obviously very being more analytical about things and wanting to and emphasize that side of their nature, being systematic, methodical. And we look at the Gemini rising can be a little sometimes scattered and might not always be worried about analyzing details. Gemini sometimes likes to kind of learn things superficially or scan the surface on items and just things in their life in general, and may not have always have the organization ability that the Virgo would have. So you can see where there would be a conflict as far as that goes in that example as well. So the key is, even though you might have conflicting energies, is finding a way to somehow work through the conflict and find a way to amalgamate these qualities. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the North Node and major adverse aspect to the Ascendant in the natal horoscope. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the Sun conjunct the North Node in the natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis on a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.